I should have never gone to the prince's palace. Everyone in our village warned me about him. They said Prince Dako had a shadow that did not move like a normal shadow. I thought it was just talk, stories to scare children. But now, I know the truth. It began when the prince summoned me to his palace. I was the best weaver in the village, and he wanted me to make a cloth for his throne. I was excited, even proud. The palace was grand, with tall gates and walls that seemed to stretch into the sky. The guards let me in, their faces cold and hard. Inside, the air felt heavy, as if the walls were holding secrets they dared not share. Prince Dako sat on a golden throne. His skin was dark and smooth like the night, his eyes sharp like a hawk's. But it wasn't him that made me uneasy, it was his shadow. It moved, not with him, but on its own. When he raised his hand, it reached out toward me. When he turned his head, it stayed still, watching. I tried not to look at it, but I felt it staring. "You will weave for me," the prince said. His voice was low, but it felt like thunder in my chest. I nodded quickly, unable to speak. "Good," he said, a slight smile curling on his lips. "You may begin tomorrow. But remember, do not leave the cloth unfinished or you will regret it." I should have listened to the warnings. I should have run away. That night, I sat in my small hut, staring at the bundle of golden threads he had given me. They shimmered like they were alive, glowing faintly in the dark. I started weaving, my hands moving fast. But as the hours passed, I felt something behind me. At first, I thought it was my own shadow, cast by the flickering lamp. But then I saw it, tall and thin, with long, sharp fingers. It wasn't my shadow. It wasn't human. It stood still, but I could feel it breathing. I turned, but nothing was there. When I looked back at my work, the threads had unraveled. The cloth lay in pieces. The next day, I went to the palace, trembling. Prince Dako's eyes narrowed as he looked at the unfinished cloth. "You failed," he said softly. "Now, you must pay." Before I could speak, the room grew cold. His shadow stretched across the floor, long and black, swallowing the light. It rose up, towering over me, its sharp fingers reaching for my neck. I ran. I don't know how I escaped. The guards didn't stop me. Maybe they knew. Maybe they were glad it wasn't them this time. Now, I live far from the village. I don't weave anymore. But at night, I still feel it. The shadow, watching, waiting, and I know one day, it will come back for me.